Thank you to Banks for sponsoring today's video. Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my plan with me for February. I'm sorry if I sound a bit nasally, I do currently have a cold, but yeah, we're going to be doing all the goal setting, the vision boarding, all of that. I'm going to start off in Notion and then we'll get to the digital planning on iPad. So this here is my Notion setup. So at the beginning of this year, I did do 2 videos, my digital planning setup for Notion in 2024 and also just the digital planners that I'm going to be using on my iPad. I will have those linked, but in the Notion video, you can also get this template for yourself if you're interested. But yeah, so for the planning, what I'm going to be doing for this video is I'm just going to be going into my planner here, the yearly planning section, and then we can also take a look into the content manager, but that's pretty up to date. So yeah, we're just going to start going off into yearly planning. And here we just have the goals and when they are supposed to kind of happen. And then we just have in going into each quarter, that quarter's goals and planning. So let's go into quarter 1. I don't believe that I showed you guys the Notion in the January plan with me, but here you can see I did fill in the quarterly goals. And then for January, this is what it looks like. We just have the goals and the action steps for them, things that's going on that month. And then we just have this calendar view here that I can also add things into. And then we have the monthly review, which is I'm going to be filling out right now. So this is basically the monthly review, how it went, and then we can get to February. So let's go ahead and fill this in. I'm just going to do this in the time lapse, and then I'll talk about it when I'm finished. Okay, so I finished the monthly review. Here you can just see some things that I just wrote down. Yeah, so then once I've finished this, done the review and everything, I can now go into February's planning. So we kind of just finish off January, finish reflecting on it, and then we can get into February. I'm sorry if you can hear a lawnmower. I hope you can't, but it's possible, so I'm sorry. Okay, so let's go into February here and fill out the goals for this month, and also just if I have anything that's happening, what if I know anything that's happening, I can fill that out here. So I know my first goal is to learn more about accounting. I just want to be more on it with those type of things, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do that and write down some action steps for that. Then next up, I want to be more intentional about the content that I'm posting. A lot of times there are deadlines and things that just get in the way of actually refocusing on exactly the content that I want to make and how I want to make it. So that's just something I want to focus on more in February. And then the last one is growing on social media. This sounds a bit weird, but it's just more to focus just a little bit more on Instagram and TikTok, the other platforms that I post on, just figuring out kind of how those platforms work, because I've been on YouTube for years, but those are kind of new to me. So just trying to figure out exactly the best way to approach those platforms. And that's all the planning I wanted to do for this section in February. Now let's get to the digital planning on iPad, which also brings us to today's sponsor, which is Banks. This is the Banks Infinity Pro magnetic iPad stand. The body is made of a strong aluminum and it attaches magnetically to your iPad. It has 360 degrees rotation, which makes it really convenient to use, and you can also rotate it to be in any orientation like landscape or portrait. And also it can be folded up for easy storage or if you want to take it with you anywhere. I did a whole video showing you the unboxing as well as just all the features in depth. If you want to check that out, I will have it linked. But yeah, this is an amazing iPad stand. I will be using it when I'm doing my planning. Honestly, I highly recommend this. I will have links in the description for you to go get it for yourself if you're interested. Thank you so much for Banks to sending this out and just letting me test it out. So now let's get into the planning on the iPad. So for the digital planning, we're going to start off in GoodNotes here, and I have this planner here which I'm going to be using. Again, I have a whole video on the digital planning setup that I have for this year. So we're going to first start off with the monthly planning, and then we'll get into some goal setting, the vision boarding, and some tracking. The February budget I'm not going to be doing in this video. I do this at the end of each month, so that's not going to be shown in this video. And then here is my weekly plan for this week. Since it is kind of an overlap between January and February, I had to start this planning yesterday, so here you can just see the planning that I did, but also I can show you an overview of what January looked like if you're interested. So let's let's go into January here. This is the January monthly spread that I did, and also the goal setting and the vision boarding and things that I did for that. I also forgot to mention, I did create a whole sticker pack for February. So let's go into sticker pack here. These are some of the ones from the last few months, but this is February's. I did not make one for January, but I did luckily make one for this month. If you don't know, you haven't been here before, all these sticker packs are completely free. I will have it linked in the description. For this month, I did change it up a bit. This is an example of the other months that I had. So this is December's, and it was November. I usually made one for each hemisphere, because where I was, it was summer, and in the other places it was winter. But for February, I just made one pack that kind of just fit the theme of Valentine's Day. So yeah, we just have some stickers here. These are just some illustrations, and then these are just things you can use within your calendar. And then we just have these icons, which I've changed up to be more realistic to what I use. The other ones were just kind of pretty, but these are more usable to things that I use every single month. So I'm really happy with the pack this month. It's probably my favorite so far. So I really hope you enjoy them, and yeah, they're linked in the description if you want to get them for yourselves. So let's go to the monthly planning and start filling this out. Again, I do not have a lot of things going on in February, so I don't even know what I'm gonna put in here, all of the things, but let's go ahead and just start with the obvious one, which is Valentine's Day, and I'll just add that into my planner here. And let's go ahead and add in a little sticker as well. I also just like to lay out all the videos that I'm posting, that I know I'm posting on certain days, so I'm just gonna fill that out real quick. Also just gonna use an icon to indicate it's a video. I also know I'm gonna get a lot of questions about the font that I'm using. It is a handwriting-like font. They have a few in the pack. It's called the handwriting collection or font bundle. I will have it linked in the description so you can go get it for yourself. I just always get questions about it for every single video that I show it. So yeah, that is the font that I'm using for all my planning. Yeah, so far this is looking pretty plain. I think once we add in just a few things here at the bottom, it might look a little bit full, but like I said, I have no idea so far what's going on. I'm sure dates will pop up in between, but for right now, this is all I have in my brain. So let's go ahead and just add in the goals, and then we'll do the inspiration section. Now let's do the inspiration section. I'm just gonna add in some of those stickers and just some things that I like for February, maybe even some of the things that I'm gonna be using in the vision board, just because it kind of correlates together. So I'm just gonna go ahead and insert some images and things, and then we'll get to the next page. I think this looks pretty cute. I just added in some images off of Pinterest and a little sticker, but the more in-depth vision boarding inspiration section will be in the vision board section. So let's go to the next page, which is our goal setting, which we'll get to. So this is basically, we have our goals written down. We're just gonna go into more depth about them and our intentions about our goals. So let's go ahead and just fill this out. So I've set my intentions. Now we can go to what went well last month. So I'm just gonna go to last month's goal and see what went well. And now we're gonna go into each goal. We're gonna put the goal in the little header box, and we'll set the start date and the deadline if there is any applicable, and then we'll do some action items, so steps to achieve those goals. And then we just have this progress bar that you can check into every month or during the month, however long this deadline is, to see how far you've progressed. So let's go ahead and fill that out. That's all the goal setting, and now we're getting to my favorite part, which is the vision boarding. So I'm gonna tilt my iPad like this, and then we'll do the vision boarding. It just makes it easier because I can easily drag and drop in between photos. So here is the finished product of the vision board. I really like how it turned out, and I just added in, like I said, images from Pinterest, added in some of those icons from a sticker pack, as well as just some words that kind of emphasize what I want for that month. So yeah, that is the vision board. Then we have habits, which I will be filling in as the month goes on. I'm not going to be filling this out right now. And then we just have the budget, which I said I'm gonna do at the end. And we have this week's planning, which I already did. So that is the planning for February. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, links to the sticker packs in the description if you want to go get it for yourself, as well as links to the iPad stand. I highly recommend it. I'm not just saying this because they gifted it to me. This is something that I've been wanting for such a long time, and this quality of this stand is unmatched. So highly recommend it. Link in the description if you want to go get it for yourself. Thank you so much to Banks for sending this out, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!